Hello guys and welcome. Now, as the bench is currently full of watch parts, I am temporarily relegated to my other build surface, otherwise known as the floor. And here we have the next Ironmans. So we've got issue 3 with the hand, that's handy. We've got issue 4, now this is a juicy one, this is the arc reactor. Nice, look at that. Looking forward to putting that one together. Issue 5, we have got half an elbow, I think that is. And issue 6, we've got the other half of an elbow, which is a little bit disappointing. It'd be nice to get an entire elbow and something else, but hey, you know, let's not quibble over that. And also today, if she'll come and say hello, I've got a build buddy. Here we go. Say hello to Flash, ladies and gentlemen. This is my build buddy Flash. See, she's very fluffy, and she is very, very friendly. There we go. So, without further ado, let's get on with the build. So, here we are at the bench for two reasons. Fluffy helpers are not necessarily the best kind of helpers when building model kits. And the second reason is, in the immortal words of Danny Glover in the Lethal Weapon movies, leaning on the floor, I'm getting too old for this. So, moving on with the build, we have all the essential components in readiness for episode 3, which is the right hand. We have a latte. Very nice indeed, yes. We have several packets of screws up here, which you can't see, but they are small screws. You don't need to see them. You know what they look like from the previous episodes. We have a thumb and 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, and here we see one assembled. So, as you can see, they literally slot together like so. It's pretty obvious which is the one that goes into the hand and which is the one that is the tip of the finger, and that logically only leaves the middle bit. So you can see where they all go. But just to show you what's what, obviously the thumb is slightly different. It has a ball socket and only 2 joints. And all of the fingers have a flat side and a curved side. The curved side is the underside, the flat side is the upper. So this is the flat side, this is the curved side, like so. And with regards to the fingers, you quite simply take the components, which are labelled appropriately 1R, 2R, 3R and 4R for each finger, and you simply slot them together flat side uppermost, like so. And then these are held together with a, are they all a CP screw? Let's have a look. A combination of CP and FP screws. The FP screws going through the larger joints, the CP screws going through the smaller joints of the first knuckle, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and screw those together, and we'll be back in a moment. And just to demonstrate here with this last one, the little finger, you are quite simply running a screw through the joint. You're screwing into plastic. Remember that the screw codes, the P designates that it goes into plastic. And as a result, you don't need to cramp this down so tight that it will strip the threads, because plastic will strip very, very easily. You just need to tighten it enough that it gives you a little bit of friction when you're manipulating the joint of the finger, like so. So that's the thumb and all the fingers. And this supplied screwdriver, I have to say, is not fitting very well at this moment in time. It did seem to work better on the last ones, so I do have a better JIS screwdriver, which does indeed fit better. Just tested there, and I will, for the remainder of this build, use this screwdriver instead. We move on to the next page of the instructions, and we have fitting the LED into the hand. We take the palm section, we take the opaque screen, and we place this. It can only go in one way, very obviously aligned in such a manner that it will only go in one way. And these are secured, and these will be M screws because it's going into metal. BM, 2 BM screws. And this will screw into here with 2 of those. And this, let's get this back on the screen for you. This bit here snaps onto, hopefully you saw that, but there's a little, let's just get that focus for you just in case we are not focused. But this here snaps in place on there, and then your 2 securing screws go into here and here. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Next up, we have the upper part of the hand. Whoops, this bit is plastic that I've just thrown across there and sits on there clamping the fingers and the thumb in place. And this is the bit that houses the battery and LED component board here. And this goes in such a manner that the switch gets locked into here. I think I'm going to have to bend those contacts out very slightly. I don't like bending soldered wires because I get paranoid about things snapping. But hopefully that will simply slot into here like so, and yeah, there we go. Slots into there like so. So that's your momentary switch. It's actually an on-off switch rather than a momentary switch. I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure on electrical things. And then this unit obviously slots into the upper part of the hand like so, and is secured by 2 screws, which will be with a code ending in P because they are screwing into plastic. And they will fit with BP, 2 BP screws, which are short screws. And I just need to double check the positioning of that LED board. For no specific reason other than I can, I'll just demonstrate the LED there. You've got the control board there, the wires going to the switch, the wires going to the LED and to the battery casing, which as you can see has one of the remaining 2 batteries fitted into it. So obviously we will be getting more batteries with the next, with the upcoming episodes. So, and there you go, just on and off, very nice. Something to note here, I noticed I was having difficulty seating the wires into place as shown in the diagram. And then looking at the diagram, it shows the switch going into, being fitted into this slot on the short side, the one that didn't go right to the edge. And I suspect that that is a generic picture that's either been flipped, so it's the right hand and it's been flipped, or it's the left hand unit, and that's why it was looking the wrong way. So I'd got the wires for the switch coming out of this side originally, which meant that it was hard to try and shuffle the wires around and fit them into place. And I've also just noticed something to keep an eye out on your own, is this piece of heat shrink tubing has come adrift. It's still all connected, but obviously having come adrift, that is a potential risk of it wiggling the wire too much and breaking. So I'm going to wiggle that back into place before I fit this in the hand. I've got to say, I'm really not happy about the struggle to get this to fit in here, and it's fitted, but this board and this tangle of wires is kind of really awkward to wriggle into place. Bearing in mind there's a socket piece here which has to fit into this slot right here like so, and then the other hand's got to fit on top without hitting this board or any of the wires, plus the fingers, so but hopefully that will be okay. And on that note, we now look at positioning the fingers. So I'm going to straighten them all out and sit them accordingly in their respective finger holes. And I can see I'm going to have to do a little bit of judicious wire wiggling, because this third finger is in fact contacting the wires, so I want to make sure that they are well out of the way. We then have the ball joint bit, which just, I believe, just slots in like so. I'll double check that. It does indeed. And then we simply, simply place this portion on top, and hopefully we don't trap any of the wires or the board in the process of doing so. And I can already see that that is going to be a problem right there. So be a good little wire and sit down there, would you? Thank you, old chap. Marvellous. There you go. Sit there, please. Third finger, if you would be so kind. Thank you so much. And let's wiggle you on and see if you hit. Oh, and you do, kind of, but not. And a finger's fallen out. Oh no, oh no. But are we going to fit? Right, that's not clipping down properly. I am going to have to do some juggling, but just for a quick test, I want to pop in the battery and okay, so we do have a light, it's working, so I've not pulled anything off wires wise. So what I'm going to do now is just take this apart again, have a wiggle about with the wires and get this so I can clip it down before I screw it down through these two screw holes here. So here I hit upon the potentially bright idea, bright idea, see what I did there, of leaving the battery in and the light switched on to make sure during the process of fitting this I don't pinch or crimp anything. And I've also tried to wiggle these particular wires sort of down the side of where this piece clips together and screws together, which hopefully will work. So here goes with the upper part, or the lower part rather, of the palm, as it were. And that seems to be squishing together a bit more as expected, and we still have light, as you can hopefully see. Trying to shield that from the light, but you can see we've still got light, so that's good. So we need two, what flavour screws? EP. Two EP screws, and we are supplied very generously with 2 whole EP screws. So thanks DeAgostini for the whole 2 screws there, much appreciated. Although it is enough, you know, so let's be fair, we can't complain. Is that right? EP? Are the EP ones right? ignore what I said. It is not EP screws at all. Oh, come on, don't say you're going to be stuck in there now. You silly, silly thing. It is in fact 2 AM screws because, of course, it is being screwed into the metal part of the lower. So 2 AM screws, which DeAgostini give us a few of. Let's pop one of these in and then we'll try and retrieve the other one without having to take the hand apart again, please. Thank you very much. That would be very nice indeed. Because I really don't want to have to take the hand apart again and juggle it about all over again, because that would be a gosh darn nuisance. So, still got a working light, that's good. Oh, bravo. There's the EP screw that came back out. And let's pop in the other AM screw. Which, strangely, the supplied screwdriver seems to fit better than my other one. So it appears that some of the screws have slightly smaller crossheads than the others. So, interesting. There's Iron Man hand. And the next part, where we do need the EP screw, is the battery hatch cover. So, we will take the EP screw that I mistakenly put into the back of the hand. We will clip on the battery hatch cover, which of course has a magnet in, very much like the principle of the foot plate, and we will screw this little fellow into the plastic battery plate, and I can see that that's actually split. That's a damn nuisance. I mean, of course, it's feasible that I maybe tightened that a little too much, but I don't think I did particularly. Not 100% happy with that, but it's all together. It's not obviously not going to fall off. We have a working hand. To finish that, we have the rear hand plate thingamabob, which snaps into place like so. So, there you go. We've got a hand with a swivelly thumb, and we've got bendable fingers, which means we can manipulate them into interesting poses for the camera like this. Thumbs up, Iron Man. Now, you thought I was going to do something rude there, didn't you? Tut tut. As if I would do such a thing. Shame on you all. Anyway. One iron hand. So, that will do for this episode. Because I was going to do two issues per episode, but this one's been a bit long and a little bit fiddly, so I'm going to do the arc reactor as a separate one, and then the elbowy bit, I'll do those two issues as one, because frankly they look ridiculously simple and uncomplex. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was issue 3, The Right Hand. The magazine, should you be interested, let me zoom out. Should you be interested, the magazine, which I will focus on for you. Tony Stark, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Discover the history of Iron Man. First challenges, first armors. And we've got blurb and story and cartoony drawings and the buildy bits. Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. after the victory. And targeting Stark with hulky things, Model 1 Mark III from silver to gold, which is comic book history stuff, and I'm not going to get into that. Obviously there's lots and lots of videos and sites and stuff for all that business. This is about the build, so I will just give a quick glossary of the magazines. So that's episode 3. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.
We will meet again. Now smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe.